All right, let's jump right into a really interesting question. Have you ever wondered why some of the smartest people you know seem to have, well, very few friends? It kind of goes against everything we're taught about being successful and happy, right?
I mean, think about it. We're all kind of programmed to believe that being popular is the goal. The person with the most contacts, the biggest network, they're winning at life. But is that really true? Is a calendar packed with social events the real definition of a good life?
You can really break it down into two types of people. You've got your social butterflies, who are everywhere, know everyone, and are always on the go. And then you have the deep divers. They might only have one or two close friends, but those bonds are incredibly strong. Society seems to love the butterfly, but what if the deep diver is onto something way more powerful?
To get what they're onto, we have to talk about something I call the brain's budget. Because here's the thing. Your mental energy isn't a blank check. It's actually your most valuable and most limited resource. And how you decide to spend it changes everything.
Now, there's a scientific name for this, and it's cognitive bandwidth. It sounds complicated, but it's really just the total amount of brain power you have to work with on any given day. Every single little decision, every conversation, it all draws from this limited supply.
The absolute best way to picture this, think of your brain like your phone's battery. You wake up in the morning with a full 100% charge, but every interaction you have, even just simple small talk, drains that battery little by little throughout the day.
And that whole mental battery idea brings us to this huge choice we all have to make with our relationships. Do we want depth or do we want breadth? Because, as it turns out, a real, true connection has a surprisingly high price tag.
Okay, just look at this breakdown. A shallow connection, like small talk with an acquaintance, barely costs you any cognitive energy. It's cheap. But a deep connection, one where you're really exchanging ideas and emotions, wow, that is incredibly expensive. It drains a ton of your mental battery. But here's the catch. The reward you get back is so much bigger.
And this is super important. This isn't about being antisocial. It's not about avoiding people at all. It's about making a smart investment decision with your energy. It's about putting that limited bandwidth only in the places where it's going to generate the absolute highest return.
And this whole investment strategy is often powered by a trait called independent cognitive processing. Okay, that's a mouthful, I know. But all it really means is that some people are just wired to think things through by themselves. They don't need to talk it out with 10 different people to find a solution. They actually get satisfaction from working through it inside their own head.
So, how does this all connect back to intelligence? Well, this is where it all clicks. The idea of a brain budget and this internal way of thinking, these are the two keys that unlock the whole puzzle of why some people have smaller, more selective friend groups.
Let's just walk through the logic, because it flows perfectly. 1. Higher intelligence often goes hand in hand with that independent cognitive processing we just talked about. 2. When you're good at processing things on your own, you naturally need less social feedback from others. And 3. What does that lead to? A focus on quality over quantity. You stop collecting friends and start investing in them. This completely changes what friendship is even for. It stops being about just killing time or having someone to hang out with. For someone wired this way, a friendship is a meeting of minds. It's a space where you can actually exchange complex ideas and connect with someone who gets you on a much deeper level.
And this all leads us to a really powerful new way of looking at being alone. It's so easy to see someone who spends a lot of time by themselves and think, they must be lonely. But that assumption completely misses what's really going on.
See, selective solitude, it's not a social weakness. It is a cognitive strategy. I'm going to say that again because it's so important. It's not a deficit, it's a strategy. It's the choice to save your precious mental battery, your cognitive bandwidth, for the ideas and the people that are truly worth it.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? It completely flips the script. Having a small circle isn't a failure to be popular. It's a sign of success in knowing what's important. It's proof of a mind that understands its own value and invests its energy like a master strategist.
So I want to leave you with this. Maybe we've been asking the wrong question all along. Maybe the question isn't, how many friends do I have? Maybe the real question, the much more important one, is this. When you look at your own limited, precious cognitive bandwidth, who are the one or two people in your life that are truly worth the investment?